Hi everyone, it's Gayle. We are in my backyard today and my sweet husband is doing some filming for me. We're going to do some eco dyeing. So first thing I wanted to do is kind of show you the supplies that you need. I got this pasta pot at the Goodwill and so it was cheap. I do my eco dyeing outside on my barbecue, and I might have to have my husband turn that on. I forgot about that, but that's okay. This will be a crazy video probably with us back and forth. But anyway, you want kind of a cheap pan because it's going to get burnt and it's going to get rusty. So inside the pan, you want to have rusty bits like so inside of your pan. And so I'm going to put that there. I'm actually going to go ahead and put the water in. I just got a watering can full of water because I knew I was going to be here on the deck, and I didn't want to go back and forth to the faucet. Oh my gosh, this is heavy. This isn't usually the way I do it. I usually fill it up with the hose and then bring it over, but you know, just trying to do for filming. Okay, gotta rest a second. Okay, get a better grip, and then I'll have Mike kind of show you on the counter. We'll talk about that while I'm filming. I have a pair of tongs. I have a measuring cup because we're going to put distilled white vinegar in the pot. And then I have just food coloring, just plain old food or egg dyeing coloring, and then I have my eco dyeing rock from my yard, and I use that to hold down the bundle of pages. So usually with the food dyeing, usually I use red. All the papers that I have in my digital kits on my Etsy, those were done with red food coloring. I've also used yellow. I do prefer the red, but today, just for fun, we are going to use blue. So I just want to kind of experiment, so we're going to do that. Okay, so I've got the water in there and all over me. You might want to wear old clothes when you do this. I should say that too, because you do get kind of messy. Now I put in, I don't know, between 1/4 and 1/2 a cup of the distilled vinegar. And you just throw that in your pot. Okay, did that. Okay, now I'm not going to put the dye in until I get ready to put the papers in. But we need to start it, so I'm wondering if we can do a camera handoff here. And Mike's going to start the barbecue for me. Meanwhile, I'll show you my pretty backyard. It's actually Mike's pretty backyard. He does all the work. I need to cut down more of that poppy. It got crazy over our trip. Okay, so there it is. There it is. Okay, so now we're back to the barbecue. Mike's just making sure he's burning himself. Oh gosh, we're like Laurel and Hardy does eco dyeing. Okay, camera handoff. Okay, now we're going to come over here, and I wanted to show you the bin of flowers that I have going on. I did some of my trimming up and some deadheading of flowers, so I have all sorts of stuff in both of these. And we're going to use all that and just experiment and see what all looks nice. And so you also need, you know, your trimmers, and just pick stuff out of your yard and experiment. That's what I did. So okay, then we're going to come over here. I have my hot mitts, which need to be over there, which we will do in a minute, but I have it holding down stuff. Okay. So what I have to work with here are these two little pieces of mesh, and those are from Home Depot. It comes on a big old roll, and it's kind of like chicken wire, only it's squares. And so I cut it down to be about the size that I wanted to hold my papers. So, and then I have just a variety of papers that we'll talk about as we put them down. I am going to move these flowers kind of over so that they're close to me, and then Mike has room to film. Okay, so let's get started, and then I'll show you kind of how I layer the papers. First thing I do is get a variety of papers, different colors and stuff, just the 8.5 by 11, and then I fold them in half so that they're ready to go. I have more here should I need them, but I got some ready ahead of time. I also have, and it's just this cheap watercolor paper from Walmart, but I have that. What I do is do a little 8.5 by 11 cut of it, and I like to use these as the bottom and then as the top because they're tougher than copy paper, and so they'll hold up better. So let's get started. We're just gonna start layering, and I have no rhyme or reason other than I might put these geraniums because I know they eco dry really well. Maybe we'll go this way, and we'll put those there. And then you're gonna put another layer. How about these? How about some leaves? Maybe some leaves. And then you just put another paper, and you just keep going. You just keep going. So I'm gonna do that, and we're gonna chat. I'm gonna grab out some other kind of flowers that I deadheaded. Let's see what we've got. This is Snow on the Mountain, and I thought the flower might be cool. We'll see. I don't know. This one's an experiment because I didn't have these in my garden last year. So we'll just see what that does. Maybe put a pansy or two there. I mean, you can do it artistically. Oh my gosh, there's a little ant. No ants were killed in the making of this paper because that would make me sad. Okay, and I have some lilies that I have not tried lilies yet either. So then I'm just gonna grab another piece of paper, smash it down, and on it goes. You know, my husband let me cut some of his herbs. Here's sage. Here's sage. Oh, this is parsley. He does have rosemary and thyme up there too. He said you should do rosemary and thyme too. I should have. Okay, and there's kind of that. Okay. And then I'm gonna move this. I have some roses too. Wouldn't those be fun? Oh, I don't even know. I think I'm gonna tear them off of here. That's what I'm gonna do. And just smash them down. It's kind of fun because you put them down not knowing what you're gonna get at the end of it all. So we're gonna do this in 2 parts. Big bug. Here's an envelope. I'm just gonna smash it down like that. Actually, what I think I'm gonna do is put that like that because then the sticky part is on the rose and won't. And now I'm just smashing that down a little bit. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, you know what's super good is peony leaves off of peony plants. They really die nicely. So, and you keep going until you have, until you're satisfied that you have a good fat package of papers. Another bug. I'm really trying not to kill the bugs, but if you're unlucky enough to be on one of my deadhead pieces that goes in, you're out of luck. Oh, there's just ants everywhere. Okay, well, you have to be an outdoorsy girl to do this, and I'm really not, so there you go. Okay, so I wanted to show you a couple of other little pieces of paper. Let's see, what would be good to lay down there? Another really good plant is dogwood. And what I do is I just clip the ones that are starting to come into the sidewalk and that kind of stuff. So I cut some pieces of watercolor paper the size of journaling cards and tags, and so I thought that would be kind of fun. What else did I grab here? I grabbed, excuse me for licking my finger, some ledger paper. Let's put something else down, and I think we want a couple of rose petals here and there on this. The rose petals die really nicely too. The color leaches out of them. Really, I have to say the geraniums are about the best, but I don't have many geraniums because we were going on vacation and I knew they would die. So, or my neighbor would have to water them. Either way, I didn't want to do that. Oh, that's a really good one for a bigger piece of paper. Let's see. I hope it's helping for you to see, kind of see how I pick stuff too. Oh, these would be cool. Hang on, I gotta get to the bottom of my bucket here. This is already bloomed lobelia, like, so it's almost like little pea pods, kind of. And so that might be kind of cool. We'll see what that does. Okay, and then I have some, this is kind of cardstocky stuff, which might be good because that's super thick. Let's do some rose. Rose leaves are really pretty too. Okay, how about we do pink? And this. So I think I was saying that we're going to do this in two parts. The second part will be kind of the reveal of what we got, because once I get this all done, then we are going to put it in the water, and it is going to boil for 40 minutes. So I didn't want you to have to sit here while it boils. Even though watching some of my videos is like watching water boil, isn't it? So, okay. These are Dianthus flowers. We're going to see what those do. No idea. I haven't tried those before either. So we're doing a little experimenting. I think I had some game things. Let's do those. Won't really fit that way. Okay, we'll just plop one there. You know what's kind of fun too is these little berries are off the Mayday tree, and I love doing those because the birds eat them and they get sick. So best to get them off our trees. Oh, okay, so there's that. Let's see, what else do we have to use that we haven't yet? Oh, I was going to try this. I don't know how it's going to work, but we won't know till we try. This is from our ornamental grasses. My hubby's probably thinking, oh my gosh, she has stripped all of our plants of their prettiness. So, I mean, I don't know what that's going to do. Another little ant. Go away, little ant, before you get boiled. Let's put a lily. I have one more lily here. Let's do that. Okay, let's do some white papers. I have index cards too that we can do, and you know, of course, those make great journal cards. Let's clip off a rose or two here. We're using rose petals. Let's try and use the whole rose and see what happens. Ew, that looks so pretty just as it is. Can you see that? Did I flip that too quickly? Okay. Let's just use these on this side too. Okay, we're getting there. See how fat we're starting to get? And you have to kind of keep in mind the size of your pot because you can't get it so big that your pot. These are lobelia leaves. What else do we have here? These are poppy leaves. See what those do. And I just have no idea what the blue food coloring is going to do this time, but I'm excited to see. Okay, we are definitely getting there. How about this? These are some sage leaves from my husband's herb garden. Oh, look, there's a little nest of spiders. Okay, I don't want that leaf. Yikes. Like I said, you have to be outdoorsy. And okay, I think I'll put one way and one the other way just because they don't want to clip that off. Okay, I had this rose that was definitely fading, but I thought it might be kind of fun. Ah. I usually have a garbage bag too. I forgot that when I was getting ready. Okay, I'm gonna do one more here, and then I think I'll do an envelope, and then I think we might be done. Let's see if there's anything else that, oh, I wanted to use these, okay, we might do two more because I wanted to use these daisies, but I think they would be better, I think, on like the blue paper or something, so they show up a little bit better. So let's do a blue page. But you can see that getting them folded first is a good idea, because otherwise you're trying to fold while you're trying to hold, and it just gets a little crazy. Okay, let's see what we can do with a daisy. Let's just put it like that and see what happens. Okay, let's do another envelope. In that case, I want something bigger on there. How about, oh, this was fun. How about, let's try this big old peony. Just for fun. Okay. I guess I want it on this side. Okay, and then, you look in my bucket again. I think I did. Oh, these, yes, let's do these. These are flowers off of my husband's sage. So let's try a bit of that. And you're gonna think I have way too many papers, but what I usually do is do 2 batches at a time. Okay, here's my other piece of watercolor. I'm gonna smash that down. And then, sounds like our water's starting to boil maybe. Let's see, what would be pretty, oh. Let's do a couple of snips off this rose bush. I am poking my hand as I speak with a thorn. Oh my goodness. Okay, so put that there. We have a rose leaf. Yes, rose leaf, kind of right there. All right. So now I'm going to move this out of my way if I can. Let me get rid of these. Ugh. And get rid of that for now so that you can see what's happening. I got a few little rose petals. Might as well just toss those in for good measure. Okay, so now I have my metal, and I'm going to smush this down as much as possible. and put the other metal piece on the top, pushing it down, and somewhere just fell up. I have rusty wire. Doesn't have to be rusty. It wasn't rusty when I first started. And then I'm just going to wind this around to hold these as tight as I can. Hopefully this wire isn't going to break, because I forgot I was going to get some new stuff, just because this is getting kind of rusty. So if it breaks in the middle of cooking, that's not going to be good. Let's see. Sorry, I'm all wound up here. And I'm like getting all sorts of black from the rusty wire, but that's okay. I know I look totally uncoordinated doing this, but it's like not the easiest thing in the world. So I probably would have been better to get a new wire, just because I'm worried about pulling this too tight, because I don't want to break it, but I think it's good enough. And then I just twist it a little bit, put it down so it doesn't hurt me. Okay, that's pretty smashed. Now I'm going to take this and clip off any pieces that are hanging out. Okay. Okay. So let's go put it in the water and see what we get. Okay, I got my okay, so just gonna take off the lid here. It's not totally boiling yet, but we're gonna do this anyway. Usually I let it come to a full boil, but then I'm just gonna drop this in carefully, and then I'm gonna take my blue food color dye, and I'm gonna put about 6 drops in. I don't know, 6 to 8 drops in. We'll see what the blue does. I think it'll be interesting. And my second batch today, I think I might add green to the water, thinking that I might get turquoise. I don't know. Okay, and you need to make sure it's all the way down in the water, like so, right? And it keeps floating to the top. So that's what my garden rock, my little garden rock is for. So I'm going to smash this down. And I'm just going to give a disclaimer here that this is not the only way to eco dye. This is Gayle's way. You know, that's what you get on this channel. So, okay, so there it is. I'm going to put the lid back on to get it boiling all the way. And as soon as it comes to the boil, I'm going to leave it for 40 minutes. And then we'll do a part 2 and take it out. And thanks so much, honey, for filming. And thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you in part 2.